Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Real United States video blog. And I'm your host, Paul Campbell, and behind the camera is our ever faithful camera operator and my wife, Beverly. And we're here in Frontenac, which is an unincorporated populated area south of Titusville, Florida. And we're here at the local Frontenac Flea Market. This rather dilapidated building is not exemplary of flea markets in the United States. They vary anywhere from open fields with people who have set up tents or just sell out of the trunk of their car, or to older buildings such as this, which has been here for many decades, to some very new and modern facilities that are completely indoors and air conditioned in the whole bit. And hopefully in future episodes we'll be able to take you to some of those. Now, I'd like to explain that flea market is a term that's been adopted in the United States for this type of bazaar, a mercado, a general market for generally used goods. There are some new goods, but we adopted it from the French, and the French term for it actually translates literally to market where one acquires fleas. And that happened because the term was developed in the 1860s when sanitation was, well, probably not what it is now 150 years later. So often people would get fleas from furnishings they bought, but furnishings are not often sold in flea markets anymore. But as you'll see, we're going to take a quick run through. There'll be an eclectic mix, and these are vendors who rent the stall for a day. Some rent it for the weekend, some rent it for long periods of time, but this is only open on the weekends. And so now we'd like to take you inside and show you the Frontenac Flea Market. It's late January here, and relatively slow time of year, so there's not a great deal of people here, and it's a Sunday. Saturday is typically a busier day, but like I said, this is where vendors come to sell all sorts of wares, both new and used. Here we have someone who's selling kitchenwares, a lot of plastic goods, some metal containers and canisters and things and all sorts of things. And the very next stall, we move into figurines, which are all are new merchandise. Some of them quite lovely, crafted. Beautiful glassware. Some of this very probably antique glassware. And so quite a variety of things that you will find here at the Frontenac Flea Market. Figurines of all types, and plush toys, and jewelry, and yeah, the ladies selling perfumes and lotions and those sorts of scents. You see? Hi, how you doing? We're with the Real United States video blog, and so we're just showing everyone the Frontenac Flea Market.
Oh, great.
That's
nice.
Thank you. Oh, here we have clocks. Hey, thank you. Something that you might see in Germany. These, I don't know if these particular ones were made in Germany, but the style of the clocks that are made in the Black Forest in Germany. So, okay, we have confirmation that these clocks really are Black Forest clocks. This particular clock is a style that would have been common in the United States in the early part of our development of our country. Very lovely clock, quite frequently called a regulator, but it's a pendulum form of clock that would have been typical in the United States in the 17th, 18th, 19th centuries. Our cookwares vendor, who sells quite a variety of different cookware. Gonna swing in and take a shot across there, Bev. Hey, here's something that's, this is kind of unique to the southern United States. This is a peanut boiler. In the southern United States, people prepare peanuts by boiling them. It's not found in the northern United States or most other parts of the world. They put them in here, sometimes with seasonings, and they boil them for hours, days. And
That's more of a turkey boiler than peanut.
yeah, these are also used for deep frying turkeys, something that's also relatively unique to the United States. But so a multitasker, something you can use for a variety of purposes, and hopefully we'll get you out to see a peanut vendor who sells boiled peanuts, because it's something that even people here in the United States, when you tell them we have boiled peanuts, are confused, because they think of peanuts as being dry roasted. So, and this gentleman has quite a nice variety. This is all new cookware, made by Lodge. Lodge is the only remaining cast iron cookware manufacturer in the United States. They are now having some of their casting done overseas, but still the foundry does exist here in the United States, and they do cast a lot of the cast iron cookware here in the United States. So this is an
With the tags on them like that, made in USA.
yeah, that's an excellent example. The gentleman here who is the vendor has told us, there's, see, made in the USA. And so, yeah, we do still make a few things in the United States, folks. Thanks, Gene.
Thank you.
Now, unfortunately, I was in a position where I had to eliminate the soundtrack that I recorded with this video. You see here he's playing a vinyl album, because this is what he sells, is vinyl albums. This is how we used to listen to music when I was a young man. And to avoid copyright infringement, I needed to eliminate the soundtrack and do this voiceover. He's also selling tapes, VHS tapes of movies. And there's a lot of background music. It's actually quite nice, the sound of the music on the vinyl. And here he has yet another record player, one of the last models probably built. But again, I had to remove the original audio. Hey, well,
these guys, they'll never make it.
oh yeah, look at this. Look at this, folks. This is a classic. He has
Yeah, come on in here with that camera, right?
the Beatles.
Let me show you a picture that came out of this same film.
Look at this.
Right here. There lies the unhappy Beatles.
There are the
They're all
Beatles.
going their own way. This is the last photo shot. It's a little different than the album cover. And anyway, they're all going their own way. You probably can tell Yoko's waiting for John in the corner. And Paul's not too happy about it. A few months later, George Harrison comes out with a 3-album set, All Things Must Pass, full of good songs that they were just holding him back, you know? He couldn't, they only let him put 2 songs on every record.
Yeah, I'm assuming that all of my viewers, even those of you that are younger, will know who the Beatles were. And
My grandparents told me about that.
yeah, my friend here, I have a few years on some of you, and this was the music that was popular when we were young fellas, and obviously many of the gentlemen met tragic ends. Now, one of the things that you've got to notice, I don't know if Bev picked up any shots of it, but this particular gentleman features a number of reel-to-reel tape players.
Well, here.
There's one out here.
It works.
And Bev, can you?
We're having a 20-year anniversary this month.
Here again, he's demonstrating the reel-to-reel tape player. I had to remove the ambient soundtrack to avoid copyright infringement. But this is a lovely reel-to-reel tape recorder, the type that was used concurrently in the era of vinyl records. I still own a reel-to-reel tape recorder that is, well, about the same age I am. And they do have a very nice sound, although now are really obsolete. It is nearly impossible to even find the tapes for them. But they were very high fidelity for their day. Now we have t-shirts and apparel and bandanas and for just about every taste and variety, and there's flags, and I really, really want to try and talk Beverly into getting one of these. I don't know. She's shaking the camera. No, don't let it make you seasick. Hey, we haven't been married for 30 years. There must be a reason, right? I'll just leave it at that. There must be a reason. Okay, as I've been telling you, that the Frontenac Flea Market is somewhat unique in the respect that it has both the indoor vendors and has outdoor vendors. I have one vendor here that's selling locally grown pecans. A lot of pecans nuts are grown here in the southern part of the United States. You can see in the distance other vendors that are set up just outdoors, and that's the one nice thing I suppose about Florida, is that you can do this all year long. The flea markets in the northern United States, which Beverly and I have also visited, are predominantly indoor markets, and in the warmer weather some vendors set up tables of their own outdoors, and those areas are cheaper. But obviously in the winter months such as this, everything moves indoors. But here in Florida, it's pretty much a year-round thing, whether you're indoors or out. Hi, how you doing? I wanted to show you folks some of the beautiful carved boxes that they have here. They've got neat little locks on them, so I don't really know how to open them. This is a key.
And then slide it.
And then it slides. See, I have to have instructions because I've never seen one of these before. Oh, look at there.
And then there's one inside. You've got to lift up. You got to take it off.
Oh dear. It's a complicated, it's a Chinese puzzle is what it is, folks.
You got to take that off first.
Yeah.
You got to take this off all the way off.
Okay.
And then you can take that other one up.
Oh, and it's a little sticky, so I don't want to be, there we go. And as you can see, it's
There you go.
a box, very nicely lined, all made out of wood and carved. This actually is a variety of woods. It appears to be black walnut, and this looks like an ash. This is probably birch that have all been inlaid together and carved and then dovetailed so it all fits together. And then a little lock also that's been all matching in the layers of the wood, and it operates as a key to hold the slide box. And there's a kitty and this appears to be a parrot and a butterfly. Beautiful, beautiful work. Just here's a rose, a couple of roses, and an angel. Here's an angel. And of course, no flea market would be complete without booksellers. I think this is something that, well, probably will persevere through my lifetime because I'm getting up there in years, but this is something you won't see in the lifetime of my grandchildren as books go away. I mean, you'll see them as collector's items in much the same way you see vinyl albums, but you won't see books. Everything's going to be electronic, digital on a tablet. We know the way the world's going. So, but for now, as books are still in press, we have used book vendors that have just about everything, every subject you could possibly imagine. There's a copy of the famous portrait of the Last Supper. And they're asking $20 US for that. Lovely painting, beautiful frame. So I'd like to thank you for joining us for this episode of the Real United States video blog. We hope that if you have questions or comments, you'll leave them in the comments section below. Hope you'll take time to pick subscribe and join us for future episodes. You can always find us on Facebook or MoTube, on G+. And as always, thank you for watching.